Do you know Maren Morris? You've probably heard her tunes cause she blew up from the huge pop song The Middle in 2018.
Oh baby, why don't you just meet me in the middle?
And the media has been pushing her as the new generation of a country singer ever since. But hold up. More recently, she's been making headlines for controversial reasons. First, there was her bitter beef with Jason Aldean. Say what? And now she claims to be quitting country music, saying she wants to burn it to the ground. But what the heck does that mean? Has she turned her back on her own fans? Is she authentic or an industry plant? What's happening? Today we're looking at the secret life of Maren Morris. Where does she come from? How did she really get her career? What's the reason she hates country music? And was she ever really a country star to begin with? We're gonna find out the truth behind this controversial and beautiful gal. But before we begin, make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy it. Subscribe to the channel so you never miss some good old country content. But now, without further ado, come on and let's go find out. What happened? Who is Maren Morris? Mainstream media has been saying for years Maren Morris is one of country music's fresh new stars. But is this really true? If Maren's name doesn't immediately come to mind when you think about country music, there's a good reason for that. It wasn't country music that made Maren famous, it was pop music. She got famous from the 2018 radio jingle The Middle, which I think is expertly crafted to annoy people in supermarkets all over the world. Then she got another burst of popularity when she got to open for Taylor Swift. Holy Swifties. Now she's in a quote-unquote supergroup with some bigger stars like Brandi Carlile and a few other gals. So why are they called the Highwomen? Well, they're not exactly doing Snoop Dogg covers.
Living young and wild and
Well, it's supposed to be an all-female take on the Highwaymen. You know, the famous group with Johnny Cash, Willie Nelson, Chris Christopherson, and Waylon Jennings. And we have an entire video about the Highwaymen, so check that one out next. The Highwomen, yeah, they're also pretty good, and they covered the song with a girl power twist, of course.
Never break the chain, never break the chain.
But now, things are changing. Maren claims she's quitting country music, but what the heck does that even mean? Why is Maren Morris leaving country music? Musicians say all sorts of crazy things in interviews, especially when they have new music coming out. But Maren recently took it a step further, denouncing country music altogether. So this is what Maren had to say about the genre and the community that made her famous. Saying, quote, "I thought I'd like to burn it to the ground and start over, but it's burning itself down without my help." Whoa, harsh. What did country music ever do to you?
so mean.
Okay, she has two reasons. Well, one, she says country music is getting too masculine. And she has a special name for all male country music. It's called butt rock. You know, I love all types of music, but rock. I don't know what she means. She also said people in country music were proud to be misogynistic and racist and homophobic and transphobic. But this wasn't the first time she made a fuss about political topics. In fact, Maren might be more famous for her media stunts and controversies than her music. Maren, the agitator. For years now, Maren has been making headlines for her beefs. What's her problem with country music, and who has she been attacking? This isn't a new development. From the beginning of her career, Maren has made explicitly feminist music, steeped less in patriotism than girl power. But this attitude recently made her really famous when she beefed with Jason Aldean and his wife, calling her a scumbag human. So what was her motivation? At first, it seemed like just her personal beliefs, but after the story was picked up by the media, she was criticized by people like Tucker Carlson. So, Marin jumped at the chance to benefit from the controversy when Tucker called her a lunatic country music person.
A lunatic called Maren Morris, some kind of fake country music singer.
She immediately started selling shirts with that phrase. Touché, touché, Marin. But that wasn't all. She has not backed down from her war with Jason. In fact, her new song and music video is a direct attack on the Georgia-born patriot. In particular, his fiery song, Try That in a Small Town. In the new track, Marin mocks the idea of American small-town life that Jason, quote, celebrates. And hey, I'm not picking a side here, it's all music after all. But the video features a sign that says, "Welcome to our perfect small town, from sunrise to sundown." And the lyrics say that country music is rotting. And so far, this strategy has been very successful. Marin and her new music is getting plenty of attention from the press. So now it's time for us to ask, who is Maren Morris really? Where did she come from, and how did she get to this point in her career? The real story. Unlike other genres, country stars usually don't come from Hollywood or New York. Shania Twain grew up in rural Canada and had to raise her siblings herself after her parents died in a car crash. Luke Bryan hails from a peanut farm in Georgia. But what about Maren Morris? For years, she's tried to paint the image of herself as a real, authentic country musician. But how is this true? Well, she was born in Arlington, Texas, but she didn't exactly grow up herding cattle. No, her parents owned a hair salon, but somehow she got it in her head she wanted to be a musician, so she dove into music headfirst, with a very, very nice haircut. Were her parents supportive? Yeah, you could say that. Her father immediately became her manager and booking agent, driving her to gigs all over the Lone Star State. While her classmates were having slumber parties, she was on stage at bars, clubs, and honky-tonks. But the local scene wasn't enough for Maren or her parents. They sent her to a special music networking camp, where she met music industry insiders, true connections that would soon pave the way for her real career. Maren released her debut album when she was just 15. She claims her parents, quote, literally sold the furniture out of the house to pay for it. Not long after that, she moved to Nashville, worked in the industry for a few years, and got a record deal. It didn't take long to abandon whatever facade of country music there was, and she began making pop music. Now cut to today. Maren claims to be leaving this genre for good, but was it ever really hers to begin with? What's her deal? Really? After making her claims, Maren Morris made headlines around the world. Very, very convenient considering she has a new album coming out. Musicians like to rip on other artists, sure, political targets, whatever. But how often do they renounce their own genre? And it seems Maren was a bit unprepared for the media firestorm she ignited. So she is trying to claim she did not really mean she's leaving country music, because she does not want to push the country fans away. Maren said, quote, I'm not shutting off fans of country music, or that's not my intention. I can't leave country music because country music is not an object that you can walk away from. It seems Maren Morris acknowledged she didn't want to risk angering an entire community of people, her fans, people that were buying her music. After all, it's called the music business for a reason. Whatever you think of Maren and her comments, one thing is for sure, country music isn't going anywhere anytime soon. So what do you think? Are you a fan of Maren Morris's music? What's her best song? And do you think she's more of a country musician or a pop one? Get in the comments and tell me all your thoughts on Maren Morris. Have you heard her and Brandi Carlile's group, The Highwomen? Honestly, it's pretty fantastic. You should check it out. Before you head out of here, please give this video a thumbs up if you don't mind. Subscribe to our channel and come back often so we can keep telling you